Well, first, thank you all for coming. It's always such a joy to do this program. And I was watching people come in, and I thought, oh my gosh, I remember giving awards to some of you parents when you were little. This is really fun. So we're going to start with Ezekiel. Ezekiel, come on up. You have to be in hugging distance. Okay, so just so you know, because some of these, the words are big, but we did talk about them even before in school, so they really understood what their words were, and sometimes I could make them simple, and sometimes they're just grand and wonderful qualities that the kids shine in, and I just couldn't make them little, but they do. I said, now tell me if you understand it. Give it back to me. What is this award about? So that we got a chance to really see that they got it. So Ezekiel's award is for love of learning. And you know, at the beginning of first grade, there's so much new stuff, and it can be a little overwhelming, and the day is long for the first time and everything, and it was so thrilling for me to watch Ezekiel just grow and grow and grow. And then I think it was around December, he just got on fire for learning, and it was, you couldn't get enough, more and more and more, and he would say, I love reading, and I love math, and a while back somebody was saying, you know, I don't really like spelling, and he looked and he said, what? I love spelling. And it's, you know, when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like something that you have to make yourself do. You want it more and more and more. And so for your love of learning, Ezekiel, here you go. Congratulations. Leland, you're next. Leland. Well, I made all the kids promise not to tell their parents what their awards were for because I wanted it to be a surprise for them. But this is not going to be a surprise for his parents because I've told them a jillion times about this. And Leland's award is for helpfulness. And it's, you know, it's just like he's got an antenna in him, deep within, set for helpfulness. And I don't have to ask. He just, I mean, of course, if I ask, he helps. That's just a given. But so many, many, many times, I don't ask, and he just notices. And with other kids, with me around the school, I didn't even have to search. You know, I tried to think of like a story or an example or something like that, and I just had to look for this week. And we had a track meet on Tuesday, and we have our own events, and so we had our own equipment and things like that. And I didn't ask, and I just started picking stuff up, and there was Leland right by my side. Oh, let me carry that for you. Let me pick that. Where do you want this to go? It was so sweet. And then the very next day, the bicycles and the scooters and stuff at school had been kind of just left around, not put back where they're supposed to be, and I started picking things up at the end of recess, and there was Leland lining all the scooters up, putting the bikes back in the bike rack. And so, Leland, thank you so much for your helpfulness. It's a beautiful, beautiful quality. Madrone. Wow, we're just about the same. So this is another one where I really saw change over someone through the course of the year. And Madrone's award is for creativity in writing. And at the very beginning of the year, when you're in first grade, creative writing is hard because sometimes you're just still learning to write the letters. And now words and ideas and these incredible imaginations, but T, H, E, it all takes a long time. It's a big task. And so it's not unusual for people to say, I don't really like creative writing. And Madrone at the beginning said, I don't really like creative writing. And then it was kind of like Ezekiel. All of a sudden, she wrote one story that we loved. She loved it. And she just kept going and kept going and kept going. And her ideas were, she didn't take an idea from a book or take an idea from a movie. Her ideas were so original and so creative. And, sometimes, because I've been doing this a while, and so she'd turn in something at the beginning of a story, and I think, okay, I know where this is heading. No. I'd think, where did that idea come from? It was so different and so just when we were talking about this quality yesterday, I said, Madrone, it's like you're a real author. And she looked at me and she said, Narani, I am an author. So for your creativity in writing, and you kept us so entertained. Every day it was sort of like installments. So thank you very much. Theo. Okay, Theo's award is for curiosity. This boy wants to know about everything. It could be something in nature, it could be something that I say, it could be something he hears somebody say as they just walk by him at recess. It could be something out in outer space. It doesn't matter what it is. If he doesn't already know about it, he wants to learn about it. And he will not be satisfied until he understands it. And for a student in school and a student of life, what more could you ask than curiosity and wanting to know about what's going on around you and inside, outside, all of it. So Theo, for your curiosity, thank you. Sivan. Okay. You have a fan club. So Sivan's award is for gentleness of spirit. Now, don't get me wrong. This boy can be wrestle and roughhouse with the best of them. But that real wonderful, fun-loving spirit is tempered by a wonderful, gentle caring for other people. And, the other day, he was out riding his bike. Really, he's a great bike rider, and he was riding it really fast, and like they do, but within control, parents, but riding really fast and having so much fun. And then another child said, can I ride that bike? And no hesitation, no, but I'm in the middle of riding my bike. Sure, you can have it. And he just turned over his bike to somebody. And again and again and again, he'll be doing something, and in a play situation, somebody wants it a little different way, and he just so easily makes that adjustment. He doesn't just give up, like doormat kind of thing, but he just makes those gentle adjustments so that everybody can be happy. And so it's a beautiful quality. So for your gentleness of spirit, thank you. Pascal. Okay. So Pascal's award is for her love of friends. When you are Pascal's friend, you know it. There are big smiles and hugs and pictures in your cubby and pictures given to you in your hands and little gifts and this big, big open heart that just shines out again and again and again. And there's just, I think if her arms were long enough, she would have wrapped them around our whole class in one giant hug every day. But these are not that long, so it had to be one at a time, and we appreciated those hugs too. And so for your wonderful, and then actually when I was talking to her about this award, she said, I really do love my friends. And she said, it's kind of like this. You know, that time, and she named somebody they had crashed into each other at recess, and her knees were all skin, and she said, you know, it really did hurt my knees, but I knew it was an accident, and I just liked him anyway. And so, for your love of friends, here's your award, Pascal. Jasper. Okay, so this is another no surprise award. It wasn't even a surprise to him because guess what his award is for? I even asked him, he came in because we snuck away, each of us, you know, one at a time. And I said, Jasper, do you have any idea what your award is for? And he kind of looked like this. And I said, feel your face. And he said, happiness. Yeah. Jasper was often the first one who would come into school in the mornings, and he always looked like this, well, even more, when he came in. And throughout the day, he brought us happiness. He brought little jokes. He has a sense of fun with life. And, you know, sometimes school is hard. And to have someone who also brings a sense of fun and joy into the classroom, it's an important ingredient. So for your essential ingredient of happiness, thank you. Yay. Honor, come on up. Dad's out there, and Mom, if you feel shy, you can look at them. So Honor has been so fun to have in class this year. And his award is for his creativity, and that was one of the things that made it so fun to have him, because his mind was always thinking, what can I make? What can I make? What could this become? What could that become? In fact, how many of you know what this is? A seaweed container. That's, I would look at that and I would see seaweed container. You know what Honor saw? Dog. He had this in his lunch, and before I knew it, it had 4 legs, it had a head that stuck up, and ears. And so now whenever you see a seaweed container, you can think, dog. And so often he would be in the back. We have a little art area where all the art supplies are, and I'd see him back there, and I'd think, what is he making now? And there was no time. You could take a spoon. You could take we had something where, because we try to get them to think sort of just outside of the box and original. And so what can you make with a box? What can you make with a tube? What can you make with straws? Things like that. There was no telling what he would make. And it was wonderful and fun and different. And so Honor for your creativity. Congratulations. Arrow. Hey, guys. Guys, can you be quiet? Thank you. What a good class. That deserves a hand. It's hard to sit and wait that long. So for Arrow, you know, one of her most common questions was, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? And her award is for enthusiasm, because in answer to that question, what are we going to do next? It was usually, oh, good, or yes, we're going to have a letter story next. Yes, we're going to practice writing numbers next. Yes, we're going to go ride bikes. Yes, we're going to do this. Yes. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, if you have one quality to go through life and you are saying yes to things that come to you, wow, it sets you off. And she's so good at almost everything she does. Probably that comes a lot because she says yes. So, Arrow, for your enthusiasm. Thank you. Luke, come on over. Okay. Well, this is a real joy for me to give his award. This is also for his parents, not a surprise, although I didn't give it away, but I think they probably know. And Luke's award is for his desire to do what is right. And he has grown so much, and I can count on him to really think about, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? What's the right thing to do? And he cares about it. You know, when you're little, littler than these guys because they're big now, but little, you know, our minds are filled with, what do I want? What do I want? I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's sometimes hard to do the right thing. You have habits that send you in other directions. You have desires to do other things. And to be able to grow up and be strong enough inside that you can make yourself do what you know is the right thing to do is a really beautiful thing. And, you know, Lisa just told me last week, maybe week before, because she had them for math, and it was a hard thing that they were learning, and one of his good buddies was kind of being silly and talking and stuff like that, and Luke turned around and he said, I want to learn this. I need to, you know, I forget the exact words, but I need to focus on what I'm doing. And that's hard to say to your really good friend, you know, play with you later. And so, Luke, it's beautiful, beautiful quality that you have, and I really appreciate it. So for your desire to do what is right. Thank you. Asha. Okay. So Asha's award is for hardworking determination. This girl keeps going. And, you know, I think the best story of it is there were multiple times. We have math right before recess. First grade, recess is important. And there were times when she would say, can I just finish this before I go out to recess? Or at the end of the day, we'd have something we're in the middle of, and you know, I'd say, just give me your work, whether it's done or not, and we'll continue on with it tomorrow. And Asha would say, can I stay after a few minutes and finish it? And not because things were easy. Sometimes those things were hard. And she would say, this is hard. This is hard. And I said, I know, hard is good. That's how we learn new things. And she would just buckle down and keep going and keep going. And so Asha, it's just a really grown-up thing. So for your hardworking determination, congratulations. Ginny. Look at this gorgeous crown she made. Wow. Okay. So Ginny's award is for, and I'm putting in the word gift, and it truly is a gift. It was a gift to us, and it's a gift inside of her, and that's the gift of understanding. Ginny just sees beneath the surface, and she understands where someone else is coming from. You know, there might, you know, often, my goodness, things come up between people, and, you know, somebody says something, and they are trying to be funny, and the other person doesn't think it's funny, and Ginny can understand, even if it was aimed at her, they were just trying to be funny, even if she didn't like it. Or in the classroom, I would maybe be listening to somebody read, and somebody was trying to get help from me, and Ginny would notice they need help, and she would just go to them and help them again and again and again. And but she didn't give answers away. She could sort of sense, okay, how much do they know? And start from there, and with questions, well, how are you sounding that out? Well, what do you see there? And she would help them pull it out so they got the learning too, not just give the answer away. And when we were talking about, she and I, about this award, and we were talking about like a situation that can come up easily. You know, somebody has a really cool stick, and first grade sticks are really precious. Go look at their cubbies. And somebody might have a really cool stick, and then they put it down to go get a drink of water. And somebody else comes by and sees the really cool stick, and they pick it up. And now the person who went and got the drink of water said, "You took my stick." And the other person said, "It was on the ground. It's my stick." And Ginny would say, "Well, you know, it really was theirs at the beginning. And when they went to get the drink of water, they didn't mean to be giving it up. But when you saw it," and she could see both sides and help them come to a compromise. And so, Ginny, for your true, true gift of understanding. Congratulations. Okay, that's it. Oh, and I have to say this every year. It's really hard for us to sit that long. So we don't mean to be rude, but we're going to leave because it will be better for everybody. So thank you very much for coming. We appreciate your support.